chamoy pickle kits. It was
Taki Choi pickle chips.
no.
What in the world is that?
Taki.
Is that even a real sentence?
Taki chamoy.
Chamoy. What is a chamoy?
It's like Mexican sauce, like hot sauce. Yeah.
Not chipotle.
No.
Not that.
Chipotle.
Chamoy.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
It went viral on TikTok though.
Red light, green light, feel like Squid Game. Time to feel that feeling. Bitch,
Welcome back, Raw Nation, to another installment of Raw View, where you get a better insight of these king and queens behind the scene. I'm your host, Cheno Royal, B. I'm here with, what's your name, ma'am?
It's your girl, Monty B, Artistry.
Okay.
And we back with another video.
Oh, hold up. She did not just do that. She said we back with another one. All right, Miss Amani, how you feeling?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I appreciate you for coming on down.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, anytime. You know, got to get more artists on the stream. I know, like, I haven't actually had like a legit like painter or like what would you say, like illustrationist, like what?
No, I describe myself as a muralist. I am a painter, but I am an artist. You know, I do everything art. Yeah. I told you on my way up here I was working on a blanket.
She did, y'all. She told me everything in Walmart she practically did at her house. I don't know how she did it, but I just want to say thank you for showing up, showing love. Just appreciate you for being here. Thank you.
Of course.
So let's go ahead for the fans at home. Let's dive in. Wait, hold up. I'm sorry, y'all. We got to ask about your day. How was your day first?
My day's been pretty good. How about you?
It's pretty good. You know,
I ain't doing
we ain't here to talk about me. How was your day? And I'll tell you how my day was.
My day was good. I didn't do anything but sleep. I got today off for this show.
So. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. You got to take time to prepare when you come on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So today, just like every other day, delivering to the good folk. I'm out here doing Amazon stuff. So if they already know I do like little small skit videos and whatever. So they're probably flaming me right now in the comments right now. So it's no problem. But go ahead for the fans at home. Elaborate just on who Amani is.
All right. So I go by Monty B Artistry, but my name is Imani Bland. I've been painting for the past 2 years now. June 2023 was the first painting I've ever produced. Since then, I have sold over 100 canvases, and I have 6 murals around Fort Wayne, 2 in Glenbrook Mall. Right now I'm working on
flex
a mural at Abundant Love Church.
Okay.
I am a self-taught artist. Now I do want to invest in my career and get better within my skill. So I go to Purdue Fort Wayne for art education. I'm supposed to be graduating in 2028. Let's hope, it's 2028. But yes, the goal is to be a high school art teacher and inspire the rest of you. So.
That's a whole lot to unpack. But let's start at the very beginning. We're going to take a time machine, go all the way back. Talking way back. How did all this start? Did you just come out the womb with a paintbrush in your hand and you just did your thing? Or like how did that work out for you?
No. So I was
either one.
All right.
I mean, they ain't here. It's just you and me. We rocking right here.
Okay, for sure. All right. So how this all started was I actually got kicked out of college back in 22. I got kicked out just for my grades. I got academically dismissed, but I wasn't going to school. Like I wanted the title of being in college, but I didn't really want to do the work yet. So I started off getting kicked off and out of school. I was embarrassed to talk to my parents about anything, tell them anything. My mom, just to go back past that, okay, let's rewind.
Shout out, Ma.
My mom is a drug addict. Okay. And she's been a drug addict for the past 12 years. So when I went back to when I graduated from college in 20 rewind.
Okay.
When I graduated from high school in 22 and I went straight to college, I had my mom telling me in my ear, that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, no.
You're never going to be anything. Like, I just had all of the negative stuff. I was doing well, like you, once upon a time, just a whole bunch of stuff. With me being kicked out, obviously that was a lot to overlook, and a lot of feelings that I had to feel by myself. I was depressed. I was messing with men, that didn't really care about me or care about my interests. And I didn't really care about them. I just needed something to do, So I got tired of being in this loophole of always being dependent on somebody. Ever since my mom was a drug addict, I always had somebody to blame for my pain.
Yeah.
Someone to blame for my circumstance, and now that I'm 18, I'm an adult and real life hits, it's just like you gotta decipher what you want to do with this and who you want to be. So with that being said, I was working Amazon.
Oh my, it's a crazy curve right there.
Stop
crying. I was working at Amazon.
I was working at Amazon at the time, okay, and when I was going through all of this. But came back home from college, working at Amazon, didn't know where I was going to do. My dad basically told me, hey, you got 3 options. You're either going to work and like get your own apartment, you're going to go to school, or you're going to go to the military. I just got kicked out of school. So my option my game plan already had basically evaporated. So with that being said, I was obviously depressed. Sorry if I'm repeating myself.
No, you good.
But yeah.
We don't judge here. We don't judge. They don't even talk over there.
Okay. But yeah, so, I ended up getting dismissed from college and I was working Amazon. As I was working Amazon, I got asked a question. And the question was, what do you like to do for fun?
Right.
And I haven't been asked that like as an adult, and I really ain't have nothing. Me and my boyfriends at the time, we would like to smoke weed, we would sleep in all day, call off of work. We didn't really have anything fun. We like to eat junk food. It was
Just
nothing
hang out.
really fun. Yeah. And not was it only just hanging out, but it was hanging out with them. I didn't have anything going on for myself, which kept me into this loophole of going, from man to find something to fill that void and fill my time.
Yeah.
So when he asked me, what do I like to do? I'm like, dang, I don't really like to do nothing. Like, I like to watch my boyfriend play the game. Like I really ain't have nothing I like to do. So, once he asked me that question just lingered in my mind, and it was for a couple more weeks. I hated Amazon. Amazon's hard, okay? So props to you for working.
Hey, she don't mean that, Amazon. I still work there. We're gonna cut the clip right here.
No, Amazon was hard, at least for me. I'm really lazy. I'm not athletic, like picking up 70+ pound boxes. And I don't even know which one I worked at, but I worked at Amazon that only had the options of picking and stowing, okay? And I was miserable. So
by the one by the airport, or the one?
Yeah, the smaller one by the airport. I don't think it's the one off of Smith Road. They got 2 over there.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Cause I do the drive stuff, and like we tucked in the corner right there by Pepsi, but I didn't.
Tucked in the corner, yes. But are you in a big facility or is it small?
I mean, it's a big warehouse, but
it is big.
I mean, it's big enough that we have to like have several. I'm talking like hundreds of carts of like different packages.
Okay, so yeah, you probably were in the main one. So you have the one by the airport is the main Amazon. It looks like, I don't even know what you want to describe it, but yeah, it's real big. And then you have there's a little small one next to it. Like, I don't even know what it's called. It's been a couple years since I worked there, and I only worked there for 6 months.
Okay.
But I know there's 2 different ones, FW4, FW6, something like that.
Yeah, because I work at Den 6?
Okay, I think that's one I was working at.
Okay.
But they had picking, stowing, and then your drivers.
See, shit, if you would have stuck with it, you would have been seeing me every day. Then this interview would have happened a long time
And it wasn't
ago.
worth it. It was not worth
It's
it.
fine.
But I was working at Amazon. I hated that job, and I knew I didn't want to work there long term.
Yeah.
But I didn't have anything going on. I just got kicked out of college. So once he had asked me that question, I went to Dollar Tree. That weekend, I ended up getting my library card. I haven't been to the downtown library in forever, so I ended up getting me a little library card. I just wanted to fill my time, find stuff that I liked. I bought me a Nintendo DS, okay? And actually, it is jailbroken. So I have every single game that came out for that console.
Okay.
Yeah, so I felt so cool. But anyways, I was trying to do things that I like to do. And with that being said, one of the other things that I bought was a canvas and paint.
Okay.
For $1, okay? Because Dollar Tree isn't Dollar Tree no more, but it was $1 back then.
It was back then, back in the day.
So I bought a canvas and paint, and I created my first canvas. At the time, I had a Finsta or whatever.
Ooh.
But this is what I had posted.
Big Mario fan?
Yeah, it had the date. I told you I got the Nintendo DS, so I
should have known. Look, y'all, look. All right.
But it says the date and everything. But with this painting, I had made this, and I had a Finsta at the time. My art page actually used to be my old Finsta. So my Finsta, I had posted this, and that same dude who asked me what kind of things I like to do for fun, he ended up swiping up, and he was like, "Hey, I need a canvas from you." So I made him a canvas for free, and it sold to a custom print shop. I did not know that he owned a custom print shop at that time. Ever since then, I have not got a break. What you see right here, I brought 4 canvases with me. Four art related things with me, not necessarily canvases, but I brought 4 pieces with me. Everything has sold since then. I have over 250 posts on my Instagram.
Oh my God.
I don't have anything, to really show. So it's just like really all of my old work, things I don't sell. Like that's really all I have to show for it.
If you want, you can walk through each one and kind of like tell a little bit about it, and then just what inspired you to even make it.
Yeah. So after I made this one or whatever, I started off with cartoons. Cartoons was my shit. I think that's the easiest thing to paint. Any artists out there, any aspiring artists, anybody who even wants to learn art, I always suggest cartoons, because the basics of cartoons, the fundamentals of everything is shapes. You got circles, squares, squigglies. Cartoons, there's nothing to it. So I like to start with cartoons because I feel like if you can create a cartoon, you can create anything. So with these pieces here, actually, this is after I went through one semester of college.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in college for a year now for art education, and it has been very trialing, testing my nerves. Obviously, it's hard, but
But you doing your do. Like a lot of these look really good.
yeah, but this was my first self-portrait I had did for assignment, so that's what I got. I did this with all Papermate ink pens. I got pink and blue. Yeah, it was me. I wear glasses. I wear glasses. But I got my contacts in today, so I'm not blind.
She's fancy. She's fancy.
So that was the first one. This is another one. Actually, I had to paint what I was seeing. So I had went to New York for pizza. Actually, we went for Christmas, and obviously, I don't know what it is. They say whenever you go to New York, you got to try their pizza.
You do have to try their pizza.
It's
a rite of passage.
Special.
It's a right. Don't
it's
do that.
Nasty.
Don't do that. All my NY people, look. She don't know what she talk about. Maybe she hooked the wrong corner. She hooked the wrong corner.
It's nasty, and it's filled with marinara sauce.
No.
Yes. Bro, that's a saucy pizza.
Nah, the disrespect.
But anyways, this is what I seen. As you can see, there's 1,000 freaking pepperonis. So like there was 1,000 pepperonis.
Before like out of all these, I knew what I was looking at. This one I could not understand what I was looking at. Then as soon as you said pizza, like magically everything just started coming into
and so that's the garlic knot they gave me.
Oh my God. Okay, now I see it. Holy crap. I feel stupid as hell right now.
Yeah, but I did this with actually ink wash. So that my self portrait was done with ink pen. Here I did ink wash. In art school, they want to test your knowledge. They want to test your ability to draw. So I am not defined to paint. I've been in art school for a year now, and I have not done any paint related work. All of it is pencil, pen,
That
and
makes
like
sense,
ink
though.
wash. So this is my first ink wash like painting, and like this was hard. This still isn't even done. I gotta blend a lot more, but I was really proud of it because it's the first one I've ever done. And then
What about this one right here?
this one right here, actually, I got it on my shirt,
Okay.
but got it on my shirt, and I had did this for a live painting. So this is my most recent painting.
Popping, I'm telling you what.
Yeah, I had done this. This took me 2.5 hours. I actually done this a month ago, and I did it for a She Is Seen collective event. Basically, it's an event where women are invited to come out, be themselves, and it's a picnic type setting. So you can basically bring your own like picnic equipment, food, drinks, stuff like that. But this is another one I had did, and yeah, this was a live painting.
So with everything that you've learned so far on the journey, give me one thing that was easier than what you expected it to be, and something that was harder than you expected it to
Ooh. Something that was easier than I expected it to be. Okay, these answers sound so cliche.
No,
but
they're good.
something that's easier than I expected it to be was be yourself. In the art scene, I didn't realize that's the whole reason why my artwork is being bought. That's the whole reason why people are coming my way, and I'm attracting the audience I am attracting. They like who I am for me, and I don't have to, fake it. I don't have to compete with anybody. In art school too, okay, art school really messed my mental up. It made me feel like I was less than in a sense, because I am in a room filled with artists who can paint me and you right now, and you see my artwork, and it has somewhat of a bubbly feel. It doesn't take anything away from me being an artist, but the experience, you can see the lack of experience there. It's hard not to beat yourself up, but I have to be mindful that I am a beginner. I've only been painting for 2 years, and I am self-taught. So
I would also say that it's like you're in a field that's very subjective. So you might think it's just like with me even doing music. Like you're gonna think that somebody else is probably doing way better than you, when in actuality that person might be saying the same thing about you.
yeah.
So we're all our own worst critic. So you making super dope art and then saying, man, I don't know, this look like trash to me. Like I'm over here just like, here's a band real quick. I'll take this.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So the easiest thing was really just learning how to be yourself. I think the hardest thing is what I kind of had dibbled into, talked about a little bit, is not being as hard on yourself. So it's easy to be yourself, but it's hard not to be as hard on yourself, because comparison is, the enemy. And yeah, I just feel like nothing has good came from comparison. So.
Well, also, it's something that I'm learning more and more, and I think us as artists like learn as we get older, is like we struggle with going where we're wanted, not going where we feel like we need to be. So it gets easily mixed up, because you see where all the glitz and glamour is, all the sparkle, the twinkle twinkle, like you see like, oh, that's where the money is. It has to be. There's no way. There's Lambos over there. There's mansions over there. There's just money. It just smells, looks like money.
Yeah.
But everything about it just feels not you, or it doesn't just mesh with you, or something in it just doesn't mesh with you. And that's the sign of like, okay, well, maybe that's not where I'm wanted.
And actually, what you had said is something me and my dad argue about a lot, because my dad wants me to be the best I can be. He wants me to be an entrepreneur. He wants me to own something. That isn't what I want.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like I was put on this earth to help people, and I feel like everybody wants to be an artist, everybody wants to be a rapper, everybody wants to be a singer, everybody wants to be a model, everybody wants to work for anybody other than the white man. You know, so it's just like everybody wants, but we look at the percentage who actually has. We have to look real, like we have to think realistically with this whole situation. So with me being in art school, I met countless artists who went for just simple majors such as art, graphic design, you know, things where yes, your intellect on art and in within the art world, it has expanded, and you are like, you have the knowledge that most people don't have, but in the end you don't have a job.
Right.
So you have all that knowledge, but you don't have no job. And that was my biggest fear. I didn't want to give all of this money to the white man just to still not have anything, you know, to prove for myself. So art education made sense to me. Worst comes to worst, if I don't become an independent artist and I sell my artwork, you know, here on the street or online or wherever the case may be, I am getting every summer, every holiday, every Christmas, every weekend, every dinner time off with my kids. You know, one of my biggest fears in life was spending more time at work than you do with your family, because life is too short. So becoming an artist wasn't necessarily the money. I'm okay with making $40,000 a year. You know, I just need to cut back a little bit, but I can make it work. So really my goal is just to be happy, and I see happiness with my time. I don't need that much money.
What's something that for any young individual that is in the same shoes as you, both personal or business or whatever, what's a bit of information that you bestow on them, like, hey, maybe think about it like this?
Go after your dreams. And everybody says that, but when I say go after your dreams, literally go after them. I have 6 murals now, and I've only been painting for 2 years. And this isn't, oh, I've only considered myself an artist for 2 years, or I've only been good for 2 years. My first time ever picking up a paintbrush was 2 years ago.
Just that good.
So with that being said, though, my first mural, I did that for free. A lot of people don't know that. I signed up and said,
Well, that's what you gotta do.
I'm willing to do this mural, you know what I'm saying, for free. I ended up getting a $400, you know, loan, or what do you call loan?
Yeah, loan.
No, it's not a loan. Was it gifted to you?
Oh, donation?
Yes. Okay.
Donation.
Yes, it was a donation. It wasn't no loan. I don't owe $400.
She's like, I ain't paying that back.
Literally. I got a $400 donation for the project. Ever since then, people see that I'm painting on walls and stuff. Hey, how much you charge for that? How much you do for this? Give them a price. Right now, I am being paid by the city of Fort Wayne for my latest mural for Abundant Love Church. So my biggest thing is just go after your dreams. There's been so many artists that I ask questions to, and I specifically wanted like a blueprint, you would say, because hell, if you have the answers, why not share it if it's free information? You know, a lot of people are selfish, and a lot of people don't see the art world as me versus me, but me versus you, me versus everybody else, me versus the hottest trending AI piece of artwork that's coming out. So I just want, when I got the answers from everybody else, like, you know, hey, you're just, whenever the universe is ready for you, you're just gonna have to, you know, you'll know when you're ready, you'll know when it's time. That kind of led me to, well, let me just figure out the answers. So I literally dived in. That's all I can say. I'm very spontaneous, so I dived in with no questions.
Now, with the year wrapping up, what's something that you see yourself doing at least before the end of the year?
By the end of the year, I will be finishing the mural I'm working on currently. But most importantly, I just see myself being here. You know, I see myself working on my mental health. I don't really have like much expectations to life other than to be happy. You know, I'm a God fearing woman, so I do want to live this life according to God. You know,
Okay.
like everything else, the money, everything else that doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter to me. So I see myself just really finishing this mural up and continuing to inspire people. I see myself moving out. I'm 21 years old. I've been
Preach.
living with my dad,
Preach.
you know, so I see myself moving out by the end of the year. So, yeah.
So, with not just this industry, just with a lot of things in life, and I would say specifically anybody in the entertainment field, so that's like art, music, producing, like content creation, there's a lot of comparison, and like obviously pride being a version of the devil. I would say that with the comparison, what's something that you could say for people so they can find in their own way their own version of happiness in their art?
Restate that question.
So I'll say it like this because it was a little wordy. My bad. I'm flexing over here slightly. But so pretty much like online, right? You just brought up AI, right? So there, especially with something like this or music, there's a lot of times where just people could be like, oh, well, what's the difference between AI and this? So you start kind of beating your own self up. What's something that somebody could do that maybe you have even done to see more positive vibes about your own work?
It's not necessarily what you can do, but how you think. You have to change that mindset because each and every one of us have our own distinctive art style. Just because you paint better than me doesn't make me less of an artist or doesn't make my
Facts.
work less than yours. Pretty, ugly, good, bad, all of those things are subjective. All of those things are opinionated. You know, all of us, we all have different opinions and different points of view. So we will never, you know, it's like asking like Democrats and Republicans to like agree on the same thing. You know, we will never see the same thing. So all I can say is be you, because your voice needs to be heard at the end of the day. There is somebody that you could be inspiring. There's people that you could be saving. So I believe that all of us were born with God-given talents, and instead of necessarily pouring our hearts into a 9 to 5 that doesn't care about us, work into our talents. So your 9 to 5,
100%. Yeah.
your 9 to 5 could be nursing, you know, it could be CNA work, but as long as God called you to do that, you know, your heart is there. So that's just what I got to say about it. Is really just
Because you could be
who
happy
cares?
doing anything.
Yeah.
Just and don't let nobody like kind of shit on what you're doing, so that way it makes you feel bad about something that you're already happy about. Because like you said, like everything's subjective, so whatever makes you happy might not make me happy, might not make you happy. So don't be knocking anything. You don't know somebody might be happy working a 7-Eleven across the corner. Speaking of that, I might need to go to a 7-Eleven. I need some gas in my car.
We don't have 7-Eleven.
But like I said, I appreciate you for popping out, showing love, doing your thing.
Of course.
I want to give you your flowers too, because the way a lot of people always ask me, they're like, "Man, how'd you find me?" It's so random. Like, how did you find me? Because obviously, the Facebook, social media can be used as a tool if you use it as a tool. So I usually go do research, and you popped up, and I seen like a bunch of your murals, and super dope. I mean, like, I was stunned. Like, I had no words as soon as I saw your pieces, and I'm like, I need to get you on the show immediately. So then I was just like, hey, shot a message, got right back to me. Her manager was just like, yo, bro, look, we only do 100 racks over here. So I had to make something work.
He sold his car for me, y'all.
I did. I'm actually homeless now, but but like I said, I appreciate you, and like everything you've been doing, everything you showed me so far has been 100% dope. So definitely keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you for having me here again, and I'm hoping that I was able to give you what you wanted.
You're perfect. Don't do that. I only got one question before you get up on out of here and keep doing your thing, and that is, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Like, what's the overall end game of Miss Monty?
Overall goal is to be an art teacher or an entrepreneur. Like, that's really where my life is taking me. And this isn't just like deciding it up for fate, but whatever works and whatever makes sense. That's my biggest thing. So in the next 5 years, I would like to be an entrepreneur. But like how I said, everybody wants to be an artist, everybody wants to be a rapper, and etc. I got to think realistically. So realistically, I am okay with being an art teacher, a high school art teacher, helping shape our village. I don't think that art is for everybody, but it is a hobby that allows kids to pick up paintbrushes and put down the guns. So I really want to connect for our youth, and I want to be there for the youth that is especially experiencing these new hormones, these different feelings, these different things, different crowds. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. So again, thank you, Miss Monty. Shout out any place we can find you real quick. All the stuff will be down in the description below, but go ahead and shout that out.
You can find me on Instagram at MXNIB artist, or you can find me on Facebook, Imani Bland. He got that.
Duh.
Or TikTok, it's same thing, MXNIB artist.
Blah. That's Miss Monty. Make sure you tap into all her stuff. That you got like a website that we can find you, or we just go straight to you on like.
Listen, I told you, as soon as I posted my first painting on my Finsta, it's sold. I have not caught a break.
Damn.
So yeah, I'm in the future. I will be working on a website. I will be working on an LLC. But right now, like everything that I post, it already it gets sold. So.
Just go to you directly for anything.
Yeah, I do a lot of custom work. Okay, if you guys are looking for pre-made orders, you can hit me up with something that I've done that you like, and I can make you something like that, you know, a newer version.
Well, you heard it here from the source. Make sure you tap in with everything that she does. But until next time, stay royal out there. Peace.
Hey yo, I definitely appreciate y'all for checking out this here video. Make sure you go ahead and check out any of the new and old content that is right above me, and make sure y'all stay royal out there. Peace.
Yeah.